we're gonna switch to a little bit lighter topic, right? I guess the topics get lighter and lighter, but this one is about Streamer University, right? So, Cenat, one of the most influential streamers in the world with over 48 million followers, recently announced this new initiative, Streamer University, for creators. Streamer University has a limited number of streamers that can get in, 120 to be exact, that were all selected for a week-long content bootcamp, and the internet lost its mind in more ways than one. But in the selection process, no criteria was explained, no transparency, and people are wondering what was the actual goal here. So my question to you guys is, was Streamer University really about uplifting new voices, or was it just a clout-chasing content play?
No. So here's my thoughts on it and what I thought. So I looked into it, but I didn't. I thought I looked into it, but I didn't. When I first heard about Streamer University, and it was like given, it don't matter if you small time, mid tier, top tier, you all gonna have an opportunity to come to this university, stream nonstop, network with new people, and get on the up and up. So with that being said, what I thought it was just going to be fair game for like mainly newcomers. So you got, like, for example, you got Deshae Frost, DDG, Blackboy Max, just a couple of these guys are in Streamer University, but they've already have a major following. And that's kind of like what's taking the internet by storm. Like, these guys have major followings. Yes, they do. But they're not on the level of the Cenat or the Ray or whatever. Like, Cenat has deals through his thing, right? He has acting stuff. So I guess the point of it was to make streamers below Kai's level to be on his level. So like you got the Ty Lils and all those big name guys that are in Streamer University. I was like, no, it makes sense for them to be there. It makes perfect sense for them to be there. And it also makes sense for lower tier people to be there, and then new guys be there too. It was like a pie, like the 33% pie or whatever. You think about it like this: you're not gonna have 120 newcomers at Streamer University. These guys don't really have a niche yet, so you have to mix the pot. And also by mixing the pot, you bring these already heavy names on there, but they're not big time. They're not big time, right? But you put them people in there, you keep it balanced. You keep that kind of stuff balanced because everybody can work in with everybody. And I say all that to say, like, I don't think it was a clout chasing thing. I thought it was very strategic of Kai. I know he's getting a lot of backlash from it because I was a little confused at first too. But then when I really like sat there and laid it out, I was like, oh no, it makes perfect sense. You just can't have a bunch of newcomers with Cenat, right? Because he's not teaching you anything,
right?
He's giving you a platform to stream all the time, but it's like, hey, I just met Devontae, and then we'll stream all day. That's not gonna make the difference. But hey, if I'm here, and then I have a Ty Leo or a Blackboy Max next to me, then I'm making traction, and then there's probably a potential network there that people may want to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got heavy hitters there that can go with each other. And I mean, I thought it was a perfect layout. I don't think it's a clout chasing thing. I just don't. I don't think people understand. Like, they was like, oh, they're all his friends and stuff like that. And it's like, you can say that, but I just don't think it's fair to say that because those guys aren't big streamers. They aren't big streamers. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I was kind of the same thing with Shawan. I was kind of like, I wonder why he chose all the kind of so Cenat will probably be at the top tier, and then he picked all the mid tiers that still have a platform. But I thought it was going to be like 120 newcomers. Like, you get a Shawan in there, you get a Devontae, you get a Brandon. But then I was like, also thinking with Shawan, it's like, well, you can't have that. You got to have like a mix in there of some sort. But I don't think it was a clout chasing thing. I think he's doing good by giving people the platform, and then just increasing your target audience. Like, if someone follows Cenat and somebody follows this person, then if they're looking at both y'all together, like, okay, well, who's the new guy? Like, I like him. He's pretty funny. Like, but I feel like not a lot of newcomers are getting that. How many people apply? Yeah. Like 1 million, and it's like you only chose 120, so it's like most of the people that thought they had a chance, you didn't have a chance. Like. And
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because it's like a lot of people really had hope. Like I remember Shawan when he posted, like I saw his video, he was all hyped, like dang,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yo, I'm trying to get in this, and I had another dude that wanted, and it's like, oh dang, we didn't get in. It's like,
Yeah.
do you hate Castanet now? Like not really, because Shawan has some perspective. Like I see why he did what he did, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't think it was clout chasing. But I did want to see like a whole bunch of new people that I haven't seen before just so they can get that exposure. Like, okay, he's funny. Like, I actually like him. But like, I've seen a lot of these people that are already, that's been with Cosnet. So it's like, all right, well, it's kind of the same thing. But you may get one or two new people in there, so they may get a little following. But I mean, eh,
Yeah. I
it's
feel that.
yeah. Like I said, I would like to see like a whole bunch of new people, just to see what else is out there. Just give them another platform, give them people. Hey, Cosnet, this is such and such. He's super funny. Like, yeah, I like him. Like, let's follow him. But if it's a lot of people we already know, it's like it maybe could be like a clout chasing type of thing. I don't think it is, but when you do a lot of people that already kind of have a platform, it kind of seems that way rather than, like I
Yeah,
said,
for
just
sure.
doing 120 brand new people. So, like I said, you have to have that balance. But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't apply for it because I'm still new into the streaming and stuff like that. But I feel like he could have put a little bit more people like that didn't really have a platform, kind of changed some lives a little bit. But
Yeah, no, that's real. We all three of us pretty much have the same take. I like the way it was split up. I was the same way at first hearing it. I was like, it should just be 120 new people, right? But then, Shawan, exactly the same thing well, both of y'all were saying was having the networking portion of it. I like the 33% split with the whole thing. The only thing about it is, especially with the newcomers, like the pro is the networking, and then you have the professors who are there who actually stream, who have big, huge followings, right? You got you got Duke, you got what's DDG? He's a professor, right?
DDG's a yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you got those people. So you have a lot of places. You have a lot of places to take information from. The only con to it that I could see is that new guys would get super overwhelmed because yeah, we're networking and we're learning here, but it's only a weekend long, and we're learning from the professors, right? So you can have information overload, but I feel like that is a small con throughout the whole thing. You're not going to be perfect. If I had to change it, I probably would have did all mid-tier people. I feel like the way it's done is perfect, right? They have teams, they don't worked it out. I feel like they made the best decision for sure. If it was just me, I'd have been like, all right, maybe mid-tier people, right? The mid-tier people have their niche, but they're not up there yet. That way it gives rise to 120 people who are actually putting in the work, actually grinding. They actually have their niche. They know what they're doing, and they can network with each other, and they're talking to all these professors, and they can network with these professors. Even though these professors are huge names, right? They can still network with them. But I think the 3-3-3 split is the best. Do I think it's a clout chasing content play? No, not at all. We all agree with that. Clout chasing has such a negative connotation behind it,
mhm.
right? So with that being said, it's not a clout chasing thing. Cenat is the biggest streamer on the platform, right? He's not really chasing clout. Same thing with the other people. They're not really chasing clout. They are bringing awareness to streaming. They are bringing awareness to something new and unique. And I think that's all it is. And then on top of that, you got to understand that these guys are content creators. It's in their name. They have to create content. And that's exactly what this is. But that doesn't mean that they're not genuine and they're not being as transparent as they can possibly be, right? I was seeing some people, they were saying that the way Kai Cenat was acting when he was revealing the names on the board, like he was acting like he didn't know who some people were or things like, and I'm like, it's staged, quote unquote, but he has to still entertain, but it's still genuine. It's still good for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only little nitpick I can have. But nah, I don't think it's clout chasing.
I do think there was a bit of a clout chase with the Zoe Spencer situation. He didn't accept her. But and I saw a little bit on it where he was saying that I guess her streaming, the way she streamed, everybody does their stream character. Everybody has
Right.
their stream character. So for
Right.
y'all who don't know, streamers are artists and they make these characters and they get in character. So Zoe has a particular character that's really wild, outlandish, and that's just her brand. That's how she brands herself to be that kind of person. And I think she did something that Kai didn't like. I just thought it was very immature of Kai to not speak on that privately. But instead, he did the whole Streamer University draw. He saw that she was crying, and then he got out publicly and said why. I thought that was a little bit of a clout chase. That should have been a private conversation between them two and X, Y, and Z about it. But I think I just thought that was a little bit of clout chase, and I thought it was. I think Zoe, what she does is unique. I think she's a good streamer for what she does and for her audience and stuff like that. Though people get annoyed, but it's like I think that's kind of the point, guys.
Yeah,
That's
for
the
sure.
point. That's her
I mean,
brand.
that's
That's her character.
yeah, that is, and it can be annoying. And I kind of agree. The only defense I could have, I guess, for Kai is that he streams so much for so long. Like that's the majority of his day is streaming 24/7. So I guess, I mean, that's an excuse, right? He could have still had a conversation with her offline and to where he didn't put it so big. I felt like, yeah, that was the clout chasing because that happened at what, like Drewski's party or something like that.
Yeah.
Drewski's
that
party.
shit- Yeah.
And
Like
then,
enough time has went by to have
Yeah.
a conversation, and I think the public part of the conversation was the clout chasing moment. That should have
Yeah.
been a private conversation, either before, or it could have been after. It just should have been private. I don't
Yeah.
think it should have been a public thing for people to see.
That's like even him expelling people. Like he expelled Ray, and I think he
Yeah.
expelled what's the little guy he got with him now?
Reggie? Nah.
Is it Ray? No.
Rakai probably.
Rakai, yeah, he expelled him too. I'm like, what the fuck? He just expelled him. That's funny though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He expelled Ray. Ray was like, oh shit, we ain't even started yet.
I will say this
Yeah.
last thing about it.
Yeah.
If that was me, if I'm Kai, yeah, bro, I'm bringing my homies too, cause they not on my level yet.
That's
I'm
how I
bringing my
felt.
homies.
That's how I felt. I'm
I'm
like,
bringing my homies, dog.
yeah, man.
I'm putting
yeah.
my homies on.
Yeah, of
What?
course.
I'm putting my homies on. I want to see my homies win. I can't have.
People's-
I can't grab everybody, but
I
like
can't.
you know, but
But people trying to be
fake.
fake. They like, oh, I wouldn't do that. You don't know what you would do. I know me. He eating. Hey, I'll catch that. Streamer University 2 is coming right around the corner. But my
That's what I'm
dogs,
saying,
they
bro.
eating for sure. What? Yeah, especially if they doing this and they making money. Hell yeah. Like, Shawan, you need a spot? Brandon, you need a spot? Come on.
Cool.
You got a spot. He was even making people janitors. That was pretty cool. I did like that.
That was cool.
Yeah. I did like that.
I thought
So,
that was fire.
yeah. I'm like, maybe they could sneak it to like a lesson and clean up as like things are going on. Get some content. Yeah.
So long.
It's just wiping one desk the entire time. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's notes and stuff. That was fun.